Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Here we are at another game. What Remains of Edith Finch. This game was released 7/28/2022. So it was about 2 or 3 years ago. I got this game for $5. It was actually $20, but you guys got to get on the ball here if you want these games until June 12th is when they go back up. That's crazy. Okay. It was published by Anna Pruna Interactive. Hope I'm saying that right. Apologize if I'm not. So let's see. This is a horror game, which it's crazy. It's a sad horror game. Okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay. Here we are. Is that Edith's house? Yeah. Okay. We can zoom. I don't think we can run yet, can we? Okay, that's the family tree.
I lived
Okay.
here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Okay. I've seen videos on this game. I've never played it myself. I always wanted to. It's very strong in storytelling.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Okay. Do we grab those, or guess not? Not very urgent then. If you guys can tell, this is pretty unique. The mailbox is the same house as Edith's house, all the way up there on the top. Yeah.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Hmm. Okay. Look at that water. Physics. I love it.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
So, there's two ways to go. I don't know which way I should go. Let's go this way. Okay. I do know that there's some sad stuff in this game.
I wouldn't have driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Huh. I'm sure most of you know about this game and probably seen it. And I know I know we got a lot of games in rotation, and I promise we're gonna go back to all of them. I just wanted to see these games that I got. Oh, don't go. Come back. I'm friendly. Hmm. So yeah, we have a big rotation of games.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Yeah. Isn't that how it always
But now
goes?
I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Uh-huh. There it is, guys. Jeez, little Pete's.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
You know what this reminds me of? This house would be in like the Harry Potter series. Okay. Dark. Very dark. Can't do anything with a truck. Okay. Look at those bolts. Very nice. Oh, shoot, guys. You see that? Someone's missing. What is that? Huh. I wonder if we can get that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. Shall we?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Milton Finch. That's our brother. Date missing, October 23rd, 2023. Huh. Okay. He was 11. 4'6", 67 pounds. Huh. Okay. I'm sure we'll hear about him. Milton. Oh, look. Interesting. Huh. Now, would you guys live in this kind of house like this? I think my room would be right up there. Right at the top. No, no, it wouldn't be that high. Man, a lot of missing posters for our brother. Interesting. Okay.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I
Yeah,
was
what
afraid
words?
of the house.
Ah, yeah, I could imagine why. I could imagine why. I'd be afraid of this house myself. Alright guys, no time like the present. Let's go in.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
It didn't. Okay, fine.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Right, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little nervous. A little nervous. I think this white bird has some significance to the story as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now why is this here? Interesting. Cellar? Yeah. That looks painted on. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, here we go. Nice.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I bet. Is this, no, that's a boy's bike. That's not Edith's bike.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Right. No power. Got it. Oh, boy. Okay. That looks like a fryer. Okay. I know it's a freezer. Huh. Okay. Right. Alright. Okay. Fishing poles here. Is that family gone fishing? Maybe?
For the
Maybe.
first time in years,
Yeah, okay.
I felt like I was home.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Here we are. What do we do?
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Yeah. Edith, that's us right there, the present. Uh, Ida. That's our grandma, I guess. Dawn's our mom. Louis, the brother? I'm guessing? I don't know. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Oh, look, they got a Brita. Okay. Right. What's this?
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
I can imagine that get pretty old. Okay. I thought for a second, I was like, is that rice or maggots in there? Okay. A lot of canned food. Yeah.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Is Molly here? Huh. Okay. Yeah,
The
you
table
weren't.
was still a wreck from the night we left.
Huh. Okay. Guys, I don't think I'm prepared for this storyline. Okay. Let's see.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Looks like great grandma liked the noodles and the rice.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Okay.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Right. The words just went up the chimney. Okay. Right. How many of these is that all Edith? Maybe. Is that our dad? Doing something? Huh. Okay. Well, there's our mom on the plane there to Paris, right? Okay, sure. Why not? What's that say? Dawn Finch, living room. All right then. So, Okay. Let me go down here.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Right. Right. Okay.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Okay. Interesting. Right. Okay. Can we unlock this door? Oh, hold on. What's this?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but
Right.
she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
See, that's messed up. Okay. Oh my goodness. What the? Why?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Yeah, that's creepy. Okay. So the genre is considered horror adventure. So why? What's the horror part of it? Okay. Don't be lazy. Just use your legs. Okay.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Mm.
Then
Wow.
Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's why it's glued, huh? Right. Where should we start, guys? Ooh. Ooh, that looks scary. Okay. That's where the peepholes come from, huh? Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
That's another thing. These are all different Finches. Not necessarily our family members, but different Finches in their different rooms. That's weird bugs. Huh. I think that's what was it? What are these bugs called? They're like dung beetle, something like that.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my
Yeah.
mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Right. I can see why this would be fun for a little kid. Like you're inside, you're inside like a different world in here. Yeah.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Okay. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Jules Verne. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Look at that.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Huh. Okay. We see our first secret passage, guys. First passage. Okay. First out of
From
many.
the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
That's all from a crayon, huh? On wood. Okay.
Reading
All right.
this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Right.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Okay. Right. Interesting.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Yeah. Right. I can see why. That's Molly, huh? Wait a minute. Okay. This is Molly
I
right
got the
here.
sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
So 1937 to 1947. Okay. Molly's journal.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ew. Excuse me, guys. Hi, fishy. I thought about it. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't eat the fish. Okay. Huh.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Right.
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Right.
The babies were all gone. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Huh.
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Wow. Okay.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Holy jeez. Um. Excuse me? Okay. Wow. Right.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Okay. Wow.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Get out of the way, Cone. Guys, this is really weird. Okay.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Crazy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Right. Quite the imagination, Molly. Alright then.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Right.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, look at this.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay, how long have we been going for? Okay. Alrighty, so dragon kills Finch. Tragedy strikes. Finch family. Okay. Can't read the rest of that. Here we go.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Good great-grandma Edie.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
EJ, huh?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
It's like great-grandma was a conspiracy nut, huh? Okay. Painter.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Oh, check that out. Okay. The whole family. Handprints. The whole family. Interesting. Okay. That's a nice sewing machine.
Her room
Okay.
was like a museum.
That's gonna be her story. Okay, wait. We looked at everything? Prescriptions. Okay. Yeah, let's see her story then.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Okay. So no story, just a writing about it.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Wow, yeah, I'd say so. 1880, sheesh. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. So, there's a door here. Oh, look at that. Built 1937. Seven. Bathroom. Look at that. Look at that shag carpet. Back in the freaking...
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
That's like...
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, like 50s, 60s, something like that. Okay. There's a secret in this bathroom. Okay. Interesting.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Hmm.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Wow. Ha ha. Look at that. Wow. Look at this.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay. Wow. Okay, let's see. All these pictures. Okay. Calvin. Right. Cigarette butts. Interesting. Smoke 'em Joes. Okay.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Okay, let's make sure, look at everything before we go up there. Right. Look at that. What? Okay, Edith, no. No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, wait. Not going up there yet. Let's go up here first. To command center. Yeah. Okay. Command
I guess my
center.
grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Huh. Okay.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Wow.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I think we all did when we swung on swings, trying to go
After
high.
the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Yeah. This is Sam. Okay. Nothing with Sam, huh? Oh, wait a minute. And then jump on the bed, right? Okay. Right. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Right. What do we have here?
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Huh. Okay. Okay, there's that way, but what's this? Oh.
Growing up,
Oh.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do, guys. I mean, okay, this is her room. But wait, what's... What's this? Is that just another way out? Yeah. Okay, wait.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Okay. Yeah.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Right. Okay, so there's not much... Well, we were up here. Yeah, we were up here. Okay, so let's go back. Wait a minute.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Okay. Back into the wine closet. Okay. Guys, I'm liking these these passageways. Very clever. When I was younger, I always thought it'd be cool to have something like that, like, come out of a chest like that.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Barbara. Oh, that's depressing. Cake. Barb Street. So, funny fact about Barbara Finch. There is a scarier game. I don't remember. I think it's like the room in the door in the basement. It actually shows her picture. Where's it at? It actually shows let me see. Where are we at? We're all confused. That shows that picture in the basement. It's a very scary game. It's an indie game. I do believe it's called The Door in the Basement. It has her picture. So, ooh, jeez. That's actually the same developer who made this game. Okay. What's this?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
We all know what they're playing that off of, right?
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Oh.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
We're actually playing this part.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Really? This music? Okay.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
It rattled and grew still.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Okay.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And drunk he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
What?
Hey, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Not. She played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. sounding from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Wow. Okay.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. So, yeah, we can now get the key for the basement. We see how to do it. So
I
that's
guess now I
why.
know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. So that's why we come out here, because we can get the key. Yeah. Okay. Was this here before?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Right. Huh. Here's the music box, guys. There's the key. But unfortunately, that's going to be it for this episode of What Remains of Edith Finch. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will be back for episode 2 to see what is in that creepy basement that our mother did not want us to go into. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will come back to this. And remember, go to your house, the house you grew up in. Maybe you'll find some memories there yourselves. And on that note, later for now.